Moving on to a feature story of the hour, becoming pregnant while in university has for a long time been perceived to be the end of the academic road. Our reporter Agnes Mungai set out to debunk this preset narrative.
Unplanned pregnancies remains to be an issue among women. This is important because most of the pregnancies in Kenya are unintended. And unintended pregnancies, especially in campus, may cause one to drop out of school or not achieve their career goals. Michelle also suffered the same case, and which was much worse.
So it was a challenge because the mental part, the physical part, your body is changing, you're craving things you've never thought. And then peer the society, judge, ukiambia mtu you're pregnant, anaona, why didn't you use protection, the contraceptives, don't you know about them? But sometimes people should know accidents happen. Yes, you can just get, you can plan it, if sometimes even pills fail, and even condoms fail. They break and they fail. So after that, it was a challenge, especially being in a society where people expect much from you. You're in university, you need to be perfect. So it was a challenge. This is because when I told my parents, they were really mad. I even had to go back home to explain the situation.
Was it your initial plan, like nikiingia campus nitapata ball? Ulikuwa umepanga, like, had you planned your life? Were you scared first?
Actually, it happened when my modeling career was about to start. So I had never planned for it. But it came, so I had to embrace it.
Did it stop you, like, from coming back to school? Ama saizi unajago aje? Is it inakukos any?
So it's really tough because, let's say, there's a time I had to take my daughter to the clinic, and I had a cut. So usiku, yes, there are two types of vaccines, the baby friendly and then the normal. The baby friendly is costly. Kwanza venye makat per student, I'm trying to minimize the cost. So I went for the normal one. So venye nimeenda hapo, ikakuwa challenging because the next day is a cut, the baby is crying the whole night, you cannot read. So it's a challenge. Ukiambia lecturer naona ni kama, why would you choose that? By the end of the day, people should understand there's a story behind everything. I don't know, there are people, I'm not against abortion or anything, it's a choice. But when someone tries to keep it, just try to support the person.
Not all men are opportunists. Some take part in pregnancy journey. Here are some of the views about it.
Hata kama hiyo pregnancy ilikuwa unplanned, mimi nitaitikia kumpeleka nyumbani, tuanze maisha. Heri kukeep mtoto na kusave maisha ya wote wawili.
Mimi ninge prefer atoe hiyo ball juu manze kulea mtoto saa hii niko campus. Bado sina steady flow ya income. Najua bado hiyo mtoto akikuja inamaanisha mimi na masomo yangu tumeishia hapo. Juu sasa ile ndio ningelipa nayo fee inaenda kwa upkeep ya mtoi na madhake. So mimi ninge prefer atoe hiyo ball.
Prevention is better than cure. What contraceptive or family planning do you use? Let's catch up on Thursday as we go on into our second episode about this matter and so many others. I'm Agnes Mungai, MMU TV.
Now, welcome back. And moving on, for top academic performance in universities, conducive academic infrastructure is required. This is in contrast to the state at Multimedia University, as our reporter Cool Priscilla puts it.
Despite multiple infrastructure projects like the school library and new lecture halls, the university has failed to maintain all facilities that are still used by the students. Multimedia University students are really suffering, especially it being a rainy season, and are at a high risk of being injured. This is because the windows are broken, the roofs are unfixed, and the chairs and desks are really not manageable. All is gold. Multimedia students, through their student leaders, are hoping that the administration will renovate all the lecture halls. Reporting for MMU TV, my name is Priscilla.
Let's join our very own Cynthia at the other side of the studio with our weather report.
Good afternoon and welcome to today's weather forecast. My name is Cynthia Mwangi. Now, the Meteorological Department of Kenya has forecasted that there will be short rains in many parts of the country, including Kisumu, Kajiado, and Nairobi. Sunshine is also expected in parts of Mombasa and the northern parts of the country. You are advised to stay warm and at least carry an umbrella. Until next time.
And now moving on to the fields. Poor sporting infrastructure. Good infrastructure is a foundation of success in the sporting world. However, this is contrasted by the situation at the Multimedia University of Kenya, characterized by inadequate sporting facilities across the football, rugby, basketball, and volleyball pitches. Our reporter Amos Kiplangat has details on this.
In any sporting activity does not only depend on the hard work put by players on the training ground but also on the availability of good infrastructure, which has been a major challenge facing the Kenyan sports sector, both locally and at the national level. The situation at Multimedia University, cutting across football, rugby, volleyball and basketball categories, is really alarming. The basketball is characterized by lack of markings and potholes define it more. The potholes pose a threat to players as they can easily lose their footing, fall down and get injured. Oftenly, nasty injuries such as those of the knees and ankles are very common. On the same wavelength, football players are exposed to such injuries as well by the playing ground, which is nearly bare. Volleyball is not an exception. Elsewhere, rugby players lack their own playing ground and have been forced to use a side of the football pitch to carry out their training sessions. Gym facilities for them are not available. Alternatively, they use structured trials for physical fitness exercise. Additionally, the players do not have training kits, a challenge affecting both volleyball and rugby players. For athletics, steeplechase stands were mounted but left in a bad condition. Growth of grass and other green pastures depicts the neglect and lack of maintenance it has been subjected to. The student leaders in charge of entertainment are thus calling upon the administration to look into the matter.
For how long will this situation prevail? It's now upon the administration to take action and improve the sporting infrastructure around the university. Reporting for MME News, my name is Amos Kiplangat.
And moving on, despite the poor infrastructure at Multimedia University, MMU FC managed to bag home 3 points after thrashing KUFC 3-1 in their recent away match.
MUFC thrashed KUFC 3-1 in their recent away match, a win that saw them bag 3 points home. The goals were scored by Fenton Oliech and Kennedy Kimani. The team now sits third in the league table with 27 points and 1 point behind Tuko FC and the leaders Strath FC. As at now, Strath FC tops the table with 29 points, followed by Tuko FC with 28 points and
Welcome back to the studio after a very insightful sports news. So as we're heading into the festive season and it's also the rainy season, make sure you drive safely on the roads and take care of your families.
Yeah, and to add on that, I would like to urge other drivers to be careful on the roads, since last weekend we witnessed a scene that was not so good. So I'd like to urge other drivers, please maintain safety on the roads, drive carefully. Have a nice weekend.
My name is Ashley Otieno.
And I'm Benjamin Kamau.